Hello and welcome to another episode of Castle Farms Homestead. We started working on a project that we thought you guys might be interested in seeing.
I know I am.
We are taking some of those big pallets that we got ages ago.
Yeah, if you watched us early on, I mean, that's been at least a year ago or so. We brought in several huge pallets that were used out at the power plant that's not too far away from here to bring in some big, huge machinery. And we were able to access some of those. So we got 10 of these huge pallets.
And in fact, you can see how big it is right here. What's the size on this?
It is 6 by 20.
Huge and big, thick pieces of wood on it and everything.
Each one of those pallets has 7 6 by 6 by 20 posts on the underside of it, as well as then 1 inch thick 1 by 4 by 6 slats on the top, and numerous other pieces of 2 by 8 and 3 by 6 material, and just all kinds of wood on it.
So we took one of those to make a deck for the cottage. You know, Bobby wanted a place where we could clean boots off before coming inside, so we track less mud inside because there's no way none gets inside. But then a nice place to decorate and a spot to hang out outside when it's nice out. Like today, it is gorgeous.
Gorgeous day after having rain. So yeah, but we weren't sure how exactly to dismantle these things. That's been a big question. I've been excited about all the wood that's available on those. I've got in my mind, I've got all these different projects that I'm going to turn those posts into and everything else. But we really weren't sure how we're going to dismantle them. In fact, I took a little time to try to pull some of the nails, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is going to take forever because there's like 3 billion nails in the thing, as well as big bolts. And anyway, but Brady, we got a bunch of the stuff off the top, but then there were 4 boards underneath, and Brady has been taking those off.
And in fact, you can see me do that. Right now, Clint wants us to get these pieces off it. There's 4 of them that just run under the pallet, you know, to give it space for forks to come under and pick it up. Wants to take those off so that we can set it more levelly and not have to cut trenches for each of these to sit in. So there's a big long bolt on each side of these that runs up all the way through here. And the head of it is actually set up inside this plank right here. Maybe right there? Up here somewhere. The point being, we'd have to rip these boards off in order to grip the top of the bolt and unscrew it. And we don't want to do that because we'll risk breaking the board, or we'll have to nail it back in, whatever it is. It'll take more time than we want. So instead, we're just going to cut through these big bolts. We've got Supervisor Molly over here to make sure the work goes safely. Hey. There you go. Quick and easy. The hardest part was that I did not hold it level through that gap. because things can't be super simple and easy, after cutting the bolts that were right there, you'll notice it's still on, and so are those two. That's because there's more to cut. Oh yes. If you'll look here in my hand, you'll see the tip of a bolt that came out of the first piece that I cut off, because in each piece, besides some toenailed in nails, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lag screws. So I've got to cut all of those on these as well. Luckily, these brand new blades are just ripping through the bolts.
So after Brady got those 4 3x6 pieces of wood that were on the underside here, got 4 of those off. That was fun, but we discovered we could do it without too much of an issue. Once he got it going, it was like boom, boom, boom. He was able to get those off pretty good. So then we didn't do anything else last night. Set it down. I think partially it was because it came down quickly last night when Brady put it down, and it kind of boom hit the ground. Well, when Bobby and I came out this morning, we're heading into the cottage, we noticed that this post down here, because this was flat on the ground, was kind of hanging off on the side over here. And then I checked on the other side, and it was hanging off on the other side over there. And so I came, got the tractor and lifted it up, and it just fell off. We didn't have to do anything. It just fell off. So that's pretty dang exciting. So what we're going to try to do is get 2 more of these posts off.
3 more?
Let's see. Maybe 3 more. Yeah, we're probably going to try to get this one and these 2 off. And we'll leave 3 on there to support the deck. So hopefully those come off as easy as that one did.
The
I don't think they will.
The way things have been going, I don't think it'll be too difficult to get it off now that we know what we're working with and everything.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed I didn't just jinx me.
Well, we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. All those nails under there just pulled out. It just pulled out.
It's a heavy piece.
I know. I'm curious how heavy that's going to be.
Yeah. Just... Oh, yeah. Not bad.
Not too bad.
Nope.
Oh, there goes my phone.
Gotta touch it there. Look how big this thing is.
That's awesome. I love it. Sit it there.
Yep.
That is awesome. I'm lifting up and you're standing on it. I was gonna lift it up and see how straight it was.
You got me off the ground.
Oh, much lighter this way.
Uh-huh.
Not too bad. A little curve in it.
Uh-huh.
Not too bad. Gonna use that stuff, man.
With trying to pry it off not working, it just looking like it was just going to damage those 1x, the plan is to take the pallet probably somewhere onto the driveway, and then I'm going to set up these pieces right here to fall right under the very edge of the pallet so that we can tilt it up the other direction and then drop it down and hopefully just knock that one piece that we want off, just knock it loose like what happened with the first one here. Without the weight of this piece on this end of the pallet, when Clint tries to lift it, the weight on this side is causing it to tip. So now we have to grab this one and chuck it back on there. Ready? And that, folks, is why weight training is so important. That attempt obviously failed, and there's no way to cut those nails with the Sawzall. It just won't fit up in there in that gap. Holy smokes, the wrong one fell off. Dang it. Look at that. That's not the one that we wanted to come off. We wanted this one to come off, but the one spanning this gap here, right there, came off instead. I mean, we'll definitely use that for something, but it is what it is, I guess. You can't even, there. And there's his buddy. Those are actually pretty good shots. Normally I have a much harder time getting a good shot of them.
So I see an immediate problem. The deck's too high.
Only on, well, it's at an angle for sure.
Yeah, it's at an angle, but yeah, definitely a little bit too high. It needs to come down a couple inches. So I'm gonna pull it back. We'll try to dig that out a little bit and try it again. It's gonna take a little while just to kind of play with it, see, make sure it gets in the right spot.
Yep.
Level.
All right.
But it's already kind of exciting to see that.
Yeah, it is. Definitely.
All right, so I got the area cleared in front here where it was a little off. Needed to lower it a little bit, cleared that out. I also took a tape measure and marked the center of that so I can line that up with the door. So now we're gonna check it out again, see if it lines up and is level. Well, fancy meeting you here.
Look who's there.
Well, we're just hanging out on the new deck. What do you think, babe?
I love it. It's like civilization out here.
She was really wanting to get something out here that would be, so she didn't have to step up to get into the house for one thing. And
because when our door kind of wants to be closing while you're going through it, so it's hard to like, and you usually have something in your hand, so it's kind of hard to hold the door open and go up the step at the same time. So it's level with the house now, and the mud, because it rained yesterday and I almost landed on my rear end in the mud. So it's nice to not have mud right here by the house. And it's like we have a front porch.
Yeah.
Instantly.
It's not complete. It's just in place, which was a big ordeal to start with. Leveling it was a big deal. Had to keep pulling it off, putting it back, pulling it off, putting it back, making adjustments, lift it here, level here. So, but we finally got it pretty good. It's the whole thing is torqued a little bit. We weren't going to change that, but as a whole, it looks pretty good right now, and it's solid. So that's great.
And I was inside the house while they kept lifting it up and then moving it again, and it's like right next to the house, and I was trying not to watch because I was afraid they were gonna like drop it and dent the house or break the doors or something.
But we still have to. We're gonna sand the whole thing and stain it so that hopefully we prevent as many slivers as possible, and it'll look a lot better too stained. And we may put some railings on it. We're definitely putting some planter boxes out here right out front, out to the driveway. We're going to put a walkway with some flower beds and stuff, so that's going to be done.
And our stepping stones that you guys made with leftover concrete, cement, whatever it's called.
So we have a path without mud, and we're going to put more back in the back too, so we have a deck off the back of the house too. So that'll be fun.
Did you say how much it cost?
Well, these cost, I don't know if I mentioned that earlier in the video when we got them, but I paid $100 a piece for these pallets. So $100 deck right here with some extra wood left over, which is kind of nice.
So 6 by 20?
6 by 20. Yep.
So it's like an instant front porch. I didn't think it took that long, but I wasn't doing the work. You guys were.
Long. It wasn't like building it from scratch or anything. That's for sure. So it'll work great.
I'm excited.
So, what's next?
Decorate it. That's always next.
All right, we'll get on that next. Hey, we want to thank you guys for coming around and watching these videos and enjoying this experience with us. It's really been fun making these videos and showing you what we're doing out here on Castle Farms Homestead. That's your cue.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
With the creation of this deck, we are one step closer to our goals. And remember, folks, if you liked the video, like the video, leave us a comment letting us know what's the cheapest you've ever made a deck for. Or what's the most expensive deck you've ever made? That's probably likely what most of them will be.
And if you're good at that, come on out and make some decks for us.
Yeah.
But don't forget to subscribe, share, show this video to someone you hate. To trick them into thinking that you like them because you shared such great videos with them. Either way, join us next time for another episode of Castle Farms Homestead.
That was great. Good job, Brady.